All right, Shalom Akim, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh Shemashai, Bashem Rakakwadash, double honors to my apostles and elders, upgrade millstone, peace and blessings to you, fellow Akim, pushing out this word in true sincerity. All right, Shabbat Kanak, coming back to you with a sit-down lesson. This lesson, I'm just going to go into basically, a couple of scriptures. I have one scripture queued, about distress of nations. So that's probably what I will call the lesson. It's going to be really quick to the point. I'm going to try to do that as much as possible. And this video is just inspired by the different things that are happening all around the world. Distress of nations. Okay, you have protests that are back in full effect in Hong Kong, and in different places of the world like Chile. And there's many videos. I thought maybe I might put some videos together in, post-production. I might do that. If not, it's all through the spirit. Maybe some links to, in the description box. If not, we should all know what's going on. Like I was saying earlier, Chile, they're having they're having food riots. The scare of this pandemic has really exacerbated, the global food supply, stopping people from working, stopping people from earning a wage so they could take care of their family, even when families are already in a condition to where they're pinching for pennies. And that's actually here in the United States. Excuse me. That's actually here in the United States. There's a lot of food banks that are basically crowded. Excuse me. It's a lot of food banks that are overcrowded. A lot of Americans need government assistance. They passed all these different bills like the CARES Act, where you get extra money from unemployment. The PPE, you get loans from the government if you have small businesses. But you know what? Let me bring out another scripture. I was thinking, because you have all this stimulus going around, but the scriptures speak about Esau, not being able to heal Babylon. So let me bring these scriptures out. Give me a second while I pull these scriptures up. Yeah, you're not going to be able to heal Babylon. Give me one moment. Heal Babylon. Yeah, no amount of stimulus, no amount of monies, programs are it's going to be able to heal Babylon. Babylon is done. It's finished. There's no coming back. And this is just a band-aid, to basically keep the people at ease while this man Esau Edom, he continues to push his new world order. Let me bring this out. This is Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations. Okay, let me look at this word nations in the blue letter. Yeah, ethnos. So this is speaking about the people. Okay, let me just play this.
Strong's G 1484. Ethnos.
So ethnos, this speaking about, the people around the world, okay? All the nations. And basically that's what you're seeing. Now, you're not seeing that if you got your head stuck up your ass, okay, or under a rock. No, you're not going to see that. You're going to be in your own little world. And that's the majority of what these people, in especially the United States, they're in their own little bubble. As long as they can go to work, as long as they can go to the grocery store, as long as they can go out, and party, which a lot of those things are being stopped. You can't go to the club. You can't go to the ballpark. So people are, basically sitting at home, listening to Esau Edom tell them that they're going to die. Okay, that there's a pandemic out there and that they should be scared, and that they should, basically bow down to the government and allow the government to do any and everything to them. Okay, and that's causing distress upon the nations, as well as in these other countries where they're full out rioting, man. Okay, they're full out rioting, throwing rocks, throwing canisters and Molotov cocktails at the government. They going at it, with blows. Okay. Over there in Ukraine, they're dumping politicians in the trash can. And what does that sound like? Well, that sounds like 2 Ezra 15. So we're coming into a time where, people are not going to, they're not going to protest anymore. They're going to riot and they're going to go after these politicians. They're going to go after the government. Okay? Because that's who they believe that's causing these things. They believe it's Cuomo. They believe it's Newsom, these different governors. They believe it's these different politicians, which these politicians are the ones that are pushing these laws. Yet you got to understand that you have secret leaders, okay, the Rothschilds, the elite banking families that are really pushing these draconian laws. And then they have these other Edomites, these lesser luminaries that are, implementing these things. And the people are going to be upset and mad, and they're going to go after them. And that's all. See, this is already happening, okay, in different pockets of the world. Okay, and it's only going to increase. It says, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. Now, perplexity means confusion. So these nations are in a confused state. Everybody's in a confused state, save the elect. Meaning, the Lord, he opened up the minds of the elect, okay, the prophets in particular, to understand these things. To know why are these things happening? Why are these things happening all around the world? Why are they happening right now? Okay, I was watching videos earlier, out there in was it Michigan? They have those, or let me just verify 1 second. I was watching a video earlier out there in Michigan, that dam broke not too long ago, a few days ago, right? That dam broke. Where was that? I don't want to show up now. Okay, yeah, Michigan. The dam broke and destroyed whole cities, man. It literally destroyed whole cities amongst this coronavirus pandemic. So them Edomites out there are catching pure hell. Okay, the Lord sent floods. Okay, you have typhoons over there in Mumbai. That's one of it was the biggest typhoon within the last decade. Okay, you have out there in Nevada, you had a earthquake that broke up the road. So from Nevada to Arizona, it was a large portion of the road closed because there was a gap in the wall. in the road. And the scriptures speak about there being earthquakes in diverse places. Give me a second. I'm going to read a little bit more and then I'm going to go hit this other scripture on Jeremiah 51. Because the government is doing everything in their power to, put to ease, basically comfort you Americans, because especially you Edomites, because this is what you believe. This is your country, what you got this country. Okay, you got this country by rape, robbery, and murder. And you know what? There's another scripture. Let me pull that up. 1 second. I believe that's in Habakkuk. Yep, this is Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. So you Edomites, okay, you brought your red ass over here. And you established and you built this town on blood, the blood of the Israelites. Okay, the black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. So the scriptures are saying woe to you. And woe means destruction, as well as, let's look at this word. It also means, it can mean several other things. It's hawaya in the Hebrew, and it means okay, yeah, when I looked it up, you got to go actually into a regular dictionary. I've done this before. The word is or alas or o or ho. But basically it means, when you go into a regular dictionary, it means great sorrow or distress. See? So it ties up directly with this lesson, the distress of the nations, starting with you Edomites, because you Edomites, you lived comfortably and deliciously. You've been good, man. Esau been good. They had a little land, You know, from the base Edomite all the way to the real affluent Edomite. Okay, the base Edomite that's in Montana and Nebraska, you know, in the sticks, excuse me, you know, with their little trailer, they've been good. They, you know, hunt, they can fish, you know, they got children, they, you know, they live they dirty Edomite way, you know, but they've been good. You know, the cops ain't bothering them. You know, they don't have to worry about, you know, things that you black and Spanish have to worry about. They don't have to get, you know, worry about stop and frisk. You know, they can carry arms, you know, and Esau respects that. The cops will respect that. But if you one of you so-called blacks and Hispanics, you got a M16 on your back, you know, even in your yard, the cops gonna shoot you, man. So there's always been a divide. Okay. And now that, you know, the Lord, he's breaking this place down. So you Edomites are now starting to feel, you know, that woe. It says great sorrow and distress. Another definition says things that cause sorrow or distress, troubles. So that's also basically destruction. Woe. Let's read the scripture again, because that's what you Edomites have done. So now all of a sudden, you know, you want to, you know, you want to pray to God, or you want to fly the American flag. Well, this place, the moment you brought your red ass over here, your Edomite ass over here, you condemned yourself, because you established this place as, like we're about to read it, Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. Now, how are these Edomite, you know, cities established? How are all these cities established in America? Who was there before these cities were established? Okay, have you forgot about that dark history? That dark history is not too long, not too in the past. Okay, where you went in, you slaughtered North American Indians, Seminole Indians. Okay, and what did you do? You took their land, you put them in slavery, as well as you brought the so-called black men over here and you brought them in slavery. Now, not every Edomite had Jake in slavery, but they took part in, you know, basically slavery in some form or fashion. You know, just like these prison systems, they were set up for what? They were set up to put Jake back into slavery and to what? And for free labor. All right, to keep this place going. Now it's time for this place to fall, and you Edomites are really feeling the pinch. Okay, they at least don't give a goddamn about you. They're destroying even you low-level Edomites. Okay, and that's basically Yahweh Shema Shai. Basically, you know, it's time for this place to go. So we're going to see more distress of the nations. Okay, it says, and establish a city by iniquity. What is iniquity? Well, robbery. If you rob somebody, even in your law, Esau, you will lock somebody up. Okay. And there's no statute of limitation. There's no statute of limitation on stolen land. Okay, so you have to give that back, which you're going to have to basically, you know, repay the Israelites by going into slavery by your blood. Okay, what is that? Numbers the 35th chapter. Let me bring that out, and then I'll start wrapping up with these other two scriptures, because no amount of stimulus, no amount of you know, programs are going to save this place. Okay, this place is in how many more trillions of dollars did they just print up out of thin air? Okay, and that's still not helping, you know, the masses. That's just basically putting a Band-Aid on. Bring this up. I think Numbers 25 or Numbers 35. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, Numbers 35. Numbers 35 and 33, it says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. Now, did you, let me continue. For blood, it defileth the land. So you can't throw trash around. That's not what it's talking about. Let me read it again. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood, it defileth the land. See? So you Edomites, you came over here with the Bible, right? You say, in God we trust. That's on the back of your dollar bill. You say that this country is a Christian nation, right? So did you not open up the Bible and read these things that are in the Bible? It says not to pollute the land where you're in, for blood defileth the land. Now, how did you establish this place? You established it by blood. You killed billions. We're talking about B's, not M's. We're talking about B's. You killed billions of Israelites to establish this wicked place where you were able to prosper for a moment. Now that prospering is diminishing, and now you're upset. You thought the party was going to last forever. No, there's a time when the party has to end. Okay, so America, the party is pretty much ending right now. Okay. It says, and the land cannot be cleansed of that blood that is shed therein. Okay, billions and billions of Israelites throughout the whole landmass of America. Remember, North, Central, and South America. Okay, you had Israelites in Canada. You had Gad in Canada. You had Gad over here, Gad and Reuben and Issachar. As well as you had other tribes, because the tribe knew where, where the other tribes were. And, you had inter marriages in between the tribes. So you possibly had other tribes here also, as well as in different parts of North, Central, South America. So what did the Spanish, what did the French, what did the British, what did the Portuguese, what did the Dutch? Okay, what did they all do? What did they do? They had a part in conquering and destroying. Okay, and that history is still written in the history books. That you cannot get past that. Okay, so you've defiled. See, and this is the reason why the Lord, He's going to have to destroy the whole landmass of America, because there's been too much blood that has been spilt. Okay, too much, wickedness has been, propagated here. Okay. So it says, and the land cannot be cleansed of that blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So you Edomites that are perishing now, that are going to die of these different natural disasters, that are going to die in these race wars, and ultimately that are going to die in this nuclear war, because none of you Edomites are going to make it out of here. Okay, you're going to be stuck here in America, because they don't want you in Europe. Okay, you're not going to be able to go to South America. You're not going to be able to go to North. You're going to be destroyed here. Okay, none of you Edomites going to make it. All you Edomites that talk shit about Jake, that think that you are the high class nation on the earth, when you're the lowest base nation. That's what the scripture said. And we see that every single day. Okay, and more things are coming out on you damn devils. Okay. So you're that blood is, you still have to pay for that. So like when I was watching that video over there in Michigan, who do you think was there before them Edomites came? There was a whole lake that's destroyed now. Okay. And it's not coming back. A lot of these places, see, there's a lot of different things that are happening in different pockets of America, like earthquakes that are destroying whole lakes, bodies of water. Esau had lakefront property, is destroying whole bodies of water, man, and it's not coming back. Who's doing that? That's the Lord. The Lord visits you in storms and tempests. Okay, businesses totally wiped out and destroyed. Okay, that's Yahweh Shema Shai's doing. And I was looking on the comment board, and people basically saying America's a third world country. Okay, and that's what it's turning into. Now, who's going to clean up who's going to clean up that mess? Who's going to rebuild those homes? There's no money to do that. Okay, there's a virus going on. Who's going to get to them things? So basically, when things start happening, things are happening, when destruction continues, bridges breaking down, roads being all messed up, they're not going to get fixed. So this place is going to be a third world country. Okay, there's so many people that are out of jobs. What happens if unemployment stops? What happens if these food banks stop? See? Let me go back to Luke. Let me finish in Luke, and then I'll finish in Jeremiah. Luke 21:26. It says, men's heart failing for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then, so there's going to be all type of shit that's going to be happening. Esau going to be seeing chariots. There's going to be more distress of the nations, because they don't have money. There's going to be famines. There's going to be real diseases out here destroying and killing people. There's going to be wild animals killing people. Okay. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. See, on top of the height of confusion, the Lord said, I come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Basically, at the height of confusion, we're reading about the height of confusion right now, where men's hearts are going to be filling themselves like heart attacks. There's already, a large influx due to this coronavirus of suicides. So how much more? And this has only been going on for 8 weeks? So 2 months, 2.5 months, maybe, if that. Okay, so what happens when, more things start happening? More people are going to kill themselves. And in particular, you Edomites, because you Edomites, you can't handle adversity. Okay? Jake can handle adversity. Jake was brought up in adversity, man. Jake was born into adversity. That's the story of Israel, was adversity. So the Lord built us for that. Okay? So at the height of confusion, that's when Yahushua is going to come back and totally destroy you Edomites. Okay? You're a dying nation. But you're going to come back in the kingdom. Okay? This is Jeremiah 51, and this is the last one right here. And 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. What is balm? Balm is a healing agent. Okay, if you have a scrape, a cut, you'll put balm on that to heal it. Okay? And Babylon has a deadly wound that's only getting worse. It's putrefying right now. So they're trying to, stimulate it. They're trying to, heal it through these different programs. You had Cuomo over there in New York, the governor, right before Memorial Day, I believe it was today or yesterday. He said, "Oh yeah, you know what? We're not. You can be in groups of 10 now. Before that, you weren't able to be in a group. But see, people are going to riot, man. You telling people they can't go. You literally telling people they can't go outside. You're telling people they can't go to the beach. They can't walk up and down the street. They can't hang out with friends. They have to literally be locked up in the goddamn house watching you damn politicians spew your madness. They can't go to work. They can't go to the gym. Okay? They can't travel. That's a total goddamn lockdown state, man. You putting people in basically prison. And see, the American people, they're going to riot. So that's why he said, you know what, Memorial's Day, because people want to go out. People want to go out. It's nice days. You want to celebrate. People, that's a day for people to, congregate together and barbecue. That good old American spirit, hang out and, drink alcohol, be merry. And you tell them now you can't do that. See? So these people in America, they're going to go crazy, man. Okay? And they're going to come after you politicians. They're going to find where you live and they're going to come and get you. And they're going to drag your ass through the streets. Okay? And you're going to be made a public example. Okay? So it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Yeah, Babylon, which is America, it cannot be healed. Okay, we could talk about the debt, but still, outside of the debt, it's done. Okay? There's so much of a divide. The scriptures say, if a kingdom be divided against itself, how can it stand? So this place is it's not the United States, it's the divided states. Everybody's against each other. Esau against Esau, Jake against Jake, Jake against Esau. The other nation against themselves. It's totally divided. As well as this place is just totally wicked. So there's destruction coming for it. It says, forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So basically, the Lord, he has remembered all the things that Babylon has done. He's remembered all the workers of iniquity. Okay. And basically this place is done. It's being destroyed as we watch it right now, as well as all around the world, distress of nations. And things are only going to get worse. Okay. Well, things are getting worse. Nothing has got better. This whole year, 2019 was bad. People was like, man, I'm glad to get out of 2019. And then 2020 hit. And it's even got even worse. So as the months, as we go through these different months, more and more hell is coming upon you nations. Okay. But out of all that, the Lord is going to save his elect. So that's the good news. Okay. So it's bad news to you wicked people and good news to the elect. So I pray that you brothers edify with this lesson. Until next time, shalom.